Hi, everybody. So, I'm just coming to you guys today really quick. I get a lot of questions about fasting, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it, how to do it. So, I decided just to make a quick video just to kind of give you a brief explanation of what it is. So, fasting is when you make a conscious effort to sacrifice something for God. In biblical times, fasting strictly meant like abstaining from food or sometimes food and water, like Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And other in there throughout the New Testament, you will see a lot of fasting too once they were filled with the Holy Spirit and things like that. But fasting doesn't necessarily have to be abstaining from food only or abstaining from food and water. The different types of fasts, that is the most popular. A lot of times in January, people will do the Daniel's fast, which is super strict, but I did it one time and it was really a blessing once you get past the like, I'm really, really hungry phase. But the different types of fasts, I'll just take a minute to tell you about some different fasts that I've done. I have fasted from food for either certain hours during the day or certain types of food for a period of time, whether it be days, weeks, or 40 days. I did a fast from YouTube videos because you can sit on YouTube and watch videos and just get lost for hours and hours. And so, as a part of one of my fasts that I did, I decided that I would take a break from watching any videos that weren't faith related. So if it wasn't like gospel singers, songs like that, or sermons, or different YouTubers kind of just talking about their faith or how they got saved, just really tailored it to faith. And I did that for a month. And I was really surprised. I got so much out of it. Like when you don't realize how much time you put into something until you stop doing it, and it's like, wow, I'm actually getting fed more and more. So that was an interesting fast. I've done fast from social media. That's a popular one as well. I like to do social media fast because it kind of clears your mind and you're not so focused on what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is um, like watching them achieve their goals, and you feel like you're kind of stagnant. I'm not watching people do a bunch of nothing, because sometimes it's what people do on social media, just a bunch of nothing. I'm not scrolling, getting lost and searching profiles, and then you wind up catching up. You don't have that as a worry when you're taking a break from it. Um, some reasons why I fast is I fast because I want to grow closer to God. I want to hear His voice clearly. So I'll fast so that all of the background noise is kind of moved away. It's still, it's quiet, um, and I don't have a lot of things taking my attention away. As in, like when I just said with the YouTube, I could be like, oh, I'm supposed to be praying. I'm like, oh, well, I already prayed, I already read. I'm just gonna watch some videos, watch some Netflix, and that'll just put me on the bed. So when I took that away, it was like, okay, so I can really spend time with God, get into His presence, intentional about seeking His face and being intentional about growing with Him, growing more in knowledge and wisdom, but also increasing my faith. That's really why I fast. Sometimes I'll fast if I need direction, if there's a big decision ahead of me, and I'm like, God, I know that I know this isn't a decision that I can make by myself. This isn't a decision that can be made lightly, and I don't want to make a rash decision based upon emotions or what he said, or seeking advice from other people. So I'll fast so that I can hear God give me a clear answer, and I'll know for a fact that it was Him um, doing it. So when I fast, um, I usually don't tell anybody that I'm fasting, or I'll tell one person that I'm fasting just for like accountability purposes. So, for example, if I'm gonna fast from social media, I won't post, all right, you guys, I'm gonna be gone for the month of January, or I'm gonna be gone for the season of Lent. Sorry, guys, I'll see y'all when I get back. Like, you don't have to make an announcement about about fasting. In the Bible, it actually talks about that people fasting so people could see them being hungry and stuff like that, and just you don't have to do that to seek the attention of other people, whether it's intentional or not. You don't have to do that. I tell one person just so that I could keep them so they can help keep me accountable, not so that they'll be, sometimes depending on where you are, you may need people to check on you, like, hey, how's it going? But for me, I do it so that way one person knows that I'm doing it, or if at any point for whatever reason I have to modify it, I'll even check in and be like, hey, I have to do this. I'm making this change to the fast, and this is why. But tomorrow it'll be back for whatever reason. If because sometimes things come up, and you kind of have to deviate it, but it just depends on it's something that I really want to press in on is the fact that you don't have to. It's not like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. It is not. Sometimes, fasting is a strict practice, but it's not so rigid where it's like God knows the reason why you're fasting. So if you're really fasting to seek God, if something happens and you have to kind of deviate for just a little, for a little moment, God is still going to love you. God is still going to forgive you. It's all done for him to get the glory in the first place. It's nothing to necessarily do with you. Well, it has something to do with you, but it has nothing to do with what your will is. It's all about what his will is for your life. And if his will for you to fast. And lastly, just kind of in a transition from fasting. I'm kind of hot, I just noticed. But anyway, a transition from fasting. So if you're fasting from food or from certain type of food, if I'm fasting from a fast food, that's an example. If I'm fasting, I'm like, no McDonald's, which is, we know it's garbage, but no fast food. And I say it's going to end on this day. I'm saying the end of my fast ends on a Monday. Okay, so Tuesday morning, I don't need to be getting up, going straight to go get me a number one, whatever number one is at McDonald's for breakfast, whatever that is. You kind of do it slowly but surely. The point sometimes is to kind of break habits, break bad habits, and kind of replace it with good habits. Sometimes that can be a point. Or if something is really distracting you, you can do it that way. Or here's something else. I just thought about this. When you're fasting from something, you gotta make sure that it's a personal fast. I know groups will do collective fast, but you still have to kind of modify it for who you are. Like if there's a group of people in my life and they were going to say, okay, we're going to fast from A, B, and C, and I know I already don't do A, B, then I need, you know what I'm saying? That's not going to be necessarily a sacrifice. So I wouldn't say I would fast from drinking soda and cussing, because I don't use profanity, and if I drink soda, it's rare, like a ginger ale, because I'm extremely nauseous. So I wouldn't fast from those because that's not me making a sacrifice for God. I will sacrifice different things depending on what it is. Sometimes I really enjoy cell phone games. So one time I did a fast from playing like cell phone games. Not like the iMessage games that they have, but like just regular like apps on my phone. Like I would play them for however long. And I'm like, I really could I could have really read a chapter in the Bible. I could have read my devotion. I could have worked on some goals of mine. I could have done so much. So I took a fast from that. Now other people, they don't play cell phone games, so it doesn't bother them. You have to tailor it, and you really have to. Before I fast, I always kind of ask God what I should fast for, or fast from, or fast for. And sometimes God will kind of show me leading up to a fast. Like if I know, like I always do a fast typically in January. So in December, it's usually rocky, and I'm like, okay, God, I already know what you want me to get rid of, because I can feel that it's getting in the way. But back to what I was saying as far as transitioning, if I'm taking a break from social media and I say that fast ends on a Monday, Tuesday, well, at midnight, I'm not finna be like, oh shoot, okay, so let me log back in, let me check and try to catch up on as many as I can. It's supposed to be gradual, because there's no sense in doing it if you're gonna hop back right back into your old ways. Because you heard from God, you got your answer, you feel clear, you're spiritually awoke or whatever, but there's still a transition that has to take place. Just with anything, just kind of ease back into it. And sometimes you'll even find yourself like not even wanting to do it because you've been so disciplined about abstaining from it. In the description box, I'll put a link to this church I used to go to when I was in undergrad, Church of the Highlands. They're really awesome. But they have on their website, they have different videos about fasting. They have like a little workbook kind of pamphlet you can print it off. I think it's in PDF format as well, that they do when they do their 21 days of fasting in January and I believe in August, which is really awesome. So if you have any questions, please check out that below, or you can ask me. I'm pretty open about different types of fasts. If you have any more questions, let me know. All right, bye bye.